Why is I not introducing it?
Andrew's back.
James is back.
No.
We called you James on the episode.
Well, some people did.
Well, we did, and then everyone thought
did
you
you?
actually were James.
Because I guess back then everyone
Why? But they'd already seen him before.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't make sense.
If you just say something, like, everyone believes it.
Yeah.
That's what I've learnt.
Yeah. That's when they learn everything you've ever said. In this podcast
Yeah.
is
Oh, I suppose I should
false.
say who we've got here. Andrew,
Hello.
James, and Alex. Just kidding. It's me, Ruben. James is here, though. He's over there, see?
What's up, guys?
That looked awkward.
Do you like your new position?
It's quite comfy, actually, this chair. I was surprised. I didn't think I'd like it, but this is all right.
Is that one of those DX racer chairs?
I guess so, yeah. Alex got one.
Did you ever see the picture of that guy that like photoshopped it in? Like he was live streaming, and he had a like PNG.
Oh yeah,
of that chair in the background.
Why are they so like ubiquitous with live?
Because
streaming?
usually
Because they sit down for their entire life.
Yeah, and these chairs are meant to be like the most
Meant
comfortable.
to be that low.
Oh shit! Let me just check.
Will it?
Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah, see,
Yeah, it does work.
it just go loud. Right. So this is like a. I'm not sure how we're treating this. It'll probably be.
I didn't know if it was a podcast or not. I
I
assume
don't know.
not.
Just consider it like an extra thing. I don't know. I'm not sure how long it'll be yet. But it's just a little extra thing with Andrew because he's back in. And I just
Are
doxed
you allowed
us.
to say that?
Whatever. I think people have worked it out before anyway. I don't give a shit.
No, they probably will after this video anyway.
So yeah, I guess we were talking the other day at the pub about. Oh,
It's really windy.
talking about some of the old silly jokes from back in school, specifically their ICT class. Of course, I heard about all the memes usually because, like, whenever we'd sit in the common room and stuff,
Yeah.
I'd hear about Binky the Clown and Wallace and Gromit Scarecrows.
That's a name dropped already, right there.
So I suppose we're going to talk about some of those weird stories from school and anything else, you know?
Yeah,
I've been
just
trying to
whatever.
think. Does it all stem from Binky?
You know
I
what?
guess so.
Because Binky.
I think so.
And how do we even find Binky? Show Binky on screen, like in post.
Okay, it's done. There it is.
Hey Binky.
This terrible clown image. I need to like get up on my phone. So
Yeah,
I can
you
just-
need. Yeah. So, you got any backstory?
Well, I mean, it was Binky that we just like spammed in folders and Matties. Like,
So in their
ICT
class,
show.
we had this other guy in their class. We all knew each other in school. There was someone else, and he went by the name of Matty. We can't say surnames, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. You had a picture of Binky the Clown.
No,
Yes.
I think we need to start with how this all came about. How
Well, yeah,
Pinky
just
was born.
this is you've
I
got to
don't
tell
know
it
how
properly.
Binky was born though.
I'm just
I
here
do.
to mediate for the audience.
I know how Pinky.
Okay, tell
So it
me.
started with
Refresh my memory.
we must have been about 16, I think, and we were in ICT in sixth form.
We're 20 now, I think, for reference.
We're all in our 20s now, and we had to give presentations. Now you'll start remembering this, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. And like you had to be like a nice person when other people were presenting, so you had to like turn around and
Yeah.
face
Okay,
them.
I didn't know if this was the origin.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
And one of our friends, when Jamie was turned around, for whatever reason, I guess there isn't a start. He just searched clowns on Google Images.
that's what confuses me. Why Binky? Why did
Well,
he?
why clowns?
Well, yeah.
And I guess for a period of time, this really low budget clown was like the number one search result on Google for clowns.
So that's why I had a clown on my screen.
Yeah,
Why I had
and
Binky.
you just put the picture on your on your monitor, and then everything sort of stemmed from
It was
there.
just like a funny prank, which stemmed into all this stuff. Because like then we found Binky's website.
yeah,
Do you remember?
Binky has a terrible Flash website.
I'll look for it when it comes to editing,
it's
and I'll
terrible.
make sure people get a little tour of it.
It sucks. And yeah, I think we need to go into the stuff like, I don't know, it's like a big spider diagram.
Yeah.
Basically,
It's really confusing.
and
It's
right in the
really
middle is Binky.
ridiculous.
everything came out of that. I mean, obviously, it's I guess the main story we have from all of that is the Wallace and Gromit story.
Yeah, that's
an actual story. That's not just like a funny joke. That's got an actual. It's like a movie. It's got a payoff. You know?
Yeah, it does have a payoff.
It's Karen's fine.
It's just a good. How are we gonna start that? Do you wanna?
Well, I mean, did the Wallace and Gromit stuff start off with scarecrows?
Yeah,
So, like,
definitely.
But why the fuck? It's so confusing to me, like how we got to Wallace and Gromit scarecrows. Like,
I think it's just because
the moral at the end of the day is that we just did fucking nothing in ICT and just had a lot of time to.
Oh yeah, don't do. Was it A level or B Tech?
Yeah, don't do BTEC.
It was
ICT.
I don't even know if it exists anymore. This only goes for like people in Britain, of course.
But
Yeah.
didn't
Or
they
England
change all
roots.
of that or something?
Yeah,
They
I'm
don't
pretty
do
sure
it
like it
anymore.
doesn't exist anymore there. They do computer science now instead, which is way more valuable.
Yeah.
No, they stopped doing it like this after the first year of us doing it.
Yeah,
Like
the year below
we were the
us
last
didn't
people
do
to
it.
do
just
it,
got
so
fucked.
it literally means nothing. We literally got a useless qualification.
And spent 2 years doing it, which was a massive waste of time.
Yeah. Well,
Considering you didn't
everyone
do
goes the second year.
anything. But one of my favourite things about Binky the Clown was because Matty was in my photography class in A level, and so Matty would come and he'd go on his computer, he'd log in in the art block in the computer room, and he'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Andrew!" And then what, mate? And it's like, I've got 15,000 pictures of Binky the Clown
That
here.
wasn't even Andrew. That was again the original person that found Binky. He was fucking obsessed with Binky.
Who was that?
Sam.
It was Sam.
yeah, it was you, Sam and Andrew. It was you two.
Sam.
We have another friend called Sam. He was maybe going to be here, but then he wasn't. Because he had to work. So
But
may he rest in peace.
yeah.
You might see him one day.
we would just copy and paste this photo thousands of times every day.
It was literally like 10,000.
But this happened
Well, you just hide it. You just hide it
Yeah,
somewhere.
we do it in files that you would never find unless you went looking for it, and it would just be just this trove of Binky faces.
How come you were able to get onto Matty's? Did you know his password or something?
Yeah, everyone knew everyone's passwords.
No
back
one
then.
knew mine, apart from
I don't
like,
think anyone
me.
knew mine.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knew Matthew's anyway.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I should have said this at the start. If you don't enjoy this kind of content or whatever, then you can suck my.
Wallace and Gromit is like this English
It's so
animated.
English. So
yeah,
English.
it's very very English. Like what's not a cartoon? It's like a stop motion animation.
Stop motion animation, yeah.
Of clay of a man and a dog, but it's very stylized, even though it's meant to be kind of like
Semi-real.
I guess it's kind of realistic, but it's not.
Because the setting is real and it's.
No, it's not realistic. The first one they made, they go to the moon.
No, but it's very
And the
English,
moon
isn't
is
it?
made of
Everyone
cheese.
recognises it. Oh, it's a super like traditional English
Yeah, where
looking
they
sort of
live
place,
is like
Yeah.
proper,
but in a
Yeah.
weird, ridiculous place where he builds a rocket ship in his, shed.
Well, Wallace is an inventor, but really like stupid, and his dog is like the smart one.
yeah,
He doesn't speak.
But what I'm trying to get at, what I meant by like realistic was,
So it's kind of
it's
there's something
realistic.
weird, something weirdly believable about some of it.
Yeah, but he's
strange.
as a character,
yeah,
he is a human, but
Yeah.
he doesn't look like how a human looks.
No.
He's got
He's
very
very
sort of-
exaggerated.
I think you'll all know, but even if you don't, I will put a picture on the screen for anyone who just so I can give a few examples of what we're talking about. So then you'll know what we mean when we go into the next bits of where this story is going.
So it all start with scarecrows, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're searching for like Wallace and Gromit scarecrows.
No, we just
Yeah,
searched
but
for
why?
scarecrows.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know.
What were you meant to be doing
I
in
don't
ICT anyway at this point?
Who
That's like
knows?
the basis of everything. It's just we were doing this thing. There's no reason why we were doing this thing. We just were. And yeah, so the thing we were doing was looking up scarecrows on Google Images, and there just happened to be a pretty. It's not even really, the scarecrow is the Gromit one, yeah, the first
With
one.
the newspaper.
There's not even a scarecrow.
Yeah, it's just sitting in a chair inside.
Yeah, I guess this would be another time to put an image on the screen.
Because
Yeah.
Andrew saved he collected every picture, and he has them all saved in a folder in his computer.
Yeah, quality is not that bad.
That's one of the better scarecrows
yeah,
that we found. But
but then
from that, then you get like all the Wallace and Gromit scarecrows. There was like something where around the country everyone was just making Wallace and Gromit
These are all
scarecrows.
these things that you just never expect to like hear about being a thing that like happened. And I knew about all this shit because of you lot.
Yeah.
Because of you two looking at stuff like, oh yeah, there's this Wallace and Gromit scarecrow competition. What? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
it was a
That's the
competition,
thing.
wasn't it? For like the competition, was that on the Wallace and Gromit forums?
I don't know,
Wait.
actually.
Because the Wallace and Gromit forums became a weird joke as well. Because you
Yeah.
just
Well,
such an
you would log
unsuspecting-
in every day.
I was
Every
like
day
the only daily user of the Wallace and Gromit forums.
Yeah.
And we would just go on there. I think, as of right now, they redesigned their website so you can't experience what we experienced. They used to be, they changed it. Believe me, they changed it. But
Still logging in daily.
there used to be like this section on their website that was like art, but just for artwork. You could upload any sort of Wallace and Gromit based artwork, no matter how bad or good it was. And people would upload all sorts, like obviously scarecrows, very, very terrible scarecrows, which I guess you've put up loads of pictures of that on the screen. Like,
Whatever you send me, I'll put up
As
on the
this has gone up.
screen.
and and there was just these awful pictures of Wallace and Gromit, like drawn by, I guess it was kids, but I don't know why kids of all websites would be on this
I know.
terrible Wallace and Gromit website. And,
Like Wallace and Gromit isn't even like a modern thing either.
no,
It's quite old.
I'm pretty
so-
sure like the guy died. The guy that voices Wallace
Yeah,
died.
he
like,
died
He died
really
recently,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah,
Was it Peter
Rest in
Salis?
peace.
Peter Salis.
Salis, yeah.
And so I don't get why there was loads of little kids on this website.
You
If
know, I
it's
watched
little
Wallace and
kids.
Gromit when I was a kid, but
well, yeah, but you.
that's
Yeah.
just because my like family showed me it. So if you went, yeah, whatever.
But it's also that also wasn't in like 2014
Yeah.
or whatever.
Fuck, I had a question specifically about the Wallace and Gromit forums that I've. Your username, Andrew.
Oh yeah,
Your
I had a
username.
few, didn't I?
Yeah,
I thought
you-
we all had a username on the
Mhm.
Wallace and Gromit forums, and I don't know. I had quite a few.
But I thought you had a
months to
famous
ago.
one, didn't you? A certain one that Alex has used for things. What you invented?
Oh yeah,
You
Started the
invented.
craze.
throwback. This was in what year was this? 2013 or something.
Well, yeah, it could have. If it was like anywhere between September and December, it could well have
I
been.
think it might have been 2013. I made an account on the Wallace and Gromit forums called Random Minions XD 123. This was, and bear in mind, this was way before Minions became like a meme.
Yeah.
This is way, way before that. Like they definitely weren't.
You started
popular.
the meme, some could say.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it.
And I believe it. Andrew started it. It was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Way
was-
before anyone else was out there random minioning. Fucking Andrew had
Yeah.
done it.
Oh, it was
And
because
then Alex comes along,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking steals it. That thief.
it's because our teacher that we had at the time.
Yeah, that was why.
He was an adult man,
Yeah.
and he loved Minions.
Really
Is this who I
into
think it
Minions.
is?
The
Yeah.
very short one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Ah.
loved
There
Minions.
was like this game in the ICT room, count all the minions in the room. He'd like gone around putting minions in all these different places in the room. There was like 50 of them.
I was gonna say that through that, like, we used to just every day, like, this was when we were in sixth form, so we only had like 4 subjects. So we would have ICT pretty much every day for over an hour every day, and we would spend this hour on the Wallace and Gromit forums and just looking at pictures. And this was like we were spending a good 4 or 5 hours a week just looking at pictures of Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. No, but do you remember you'd like try and talk to people? You like tried to make people your friend.
Yeah, you can add people. It was like a pseudo like Facebook,
Yeah.
but specifically about Wallace
Wallace
and
and
Gromit.
Gromit, yeah. What would that be called? Cheese book? Brilliant.
Yeah, they also like cheese. And
Yeah.
but yeah, we found out that just through reading the forum post that there was a competition that you could win.
Yep.
They did a monthly competition where you could win.
A Gromit.
Well, it wasn't really about winning. It was about just
Participating.
you were chosen as the best Wallace and Gromit art maker
Yeah.
of
That
the
month.
yeah, on this very specific website. And so we
The
thought
3
hey,
people
Well, they're like
used.
it's the proper Wallace and Gromit forum, right?
Yeah, it's by Aardman
Yeah.
Animations who made Wallace and Gromit. So it was like we could get some free shit out
I
of
feel like
it.
there are probably like a couple schools in Bristol or whatever that like probably took part in it sort of each month, certain classes.
Yeah.
Because Ardman being
Bristol.
based in Bristol. Yeah.
So we thought we would enter because we were
Regulars
not doing
on-
work.
Well, yeah. But it's not like we put time aside to draw a good Wallace and Gromit drawing.
No, we googled.
You spent about, what, 5 minutes, if that? You just googled Wallace and Gromit drawing.
Yeah, went to about page 5 on Google. Just stole an image. I had to choose one that looked good enough to win a competition, but bad enough to not look good. Had to be in the middle ground.
And it was
like,
perfect, the one that you found.
yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to track that up as well.
Do you have that saved still?
No, I don't, but we
You
can
don't?
definitely find that. It's still on
We've
the
got to
website,
find
I'm
it.
pretty sure.
Oh, right.
It's this photo of like Wallace and Gromit drawn in like a school like textbook or something.
Like with the lines.
But it's really like, it looks okay. But if you look at it for more than like 10 seconds, you can see a glaring issue in that like the ear.
Yeah.
It's like the main bit of the ear is like fused to his torso, and it just looks very weird. But yeah, we stole that.
You know, like when you're a child and you're drawing something, how like stupid you are with your hands still, because you'll be like easy, and then you'll just fuck it up. You'll be really steady, and then you'll just fuck up the whole thing instantly because you're a stupid like 10-year-old.
Well, that was what I guess the original.
Well, that's that one gone as well. Just kick it over here.
I guess the original person that drew that was a kid. I imagine.
Sorry about the lighting, everyone.
Yeah.
It's fucked now.
But
It's too windy for our usual fucking setup.
It's not even that windy today, though, is it?
Well, the cardboard's getting weak as well. So, carry on.
I don't even know where I was.
Well, I mean, you stole this image.
Yeah, we
And,
stole this image, and
Not only did you steal it, but it won the competition. Or
no,
like,
we came third.
third. A runner-up. That's good enough.
Yeah, and we randomly entered it into this competition and said that we drew it in a school textbook, but we wrote in really bad like grammar to make it seem like we were a kid, and we won. And I guess you have to chuck up proof on the screen right now. This is an image of the winning
Gromit.
The winning Gromit.
We
The
got
winning Gromit.
but we didn't get it sent to any of us.
No.
No.
Sent it to
They put in someone from our year group. They put in Matty, the famous
Yeah.
Matty.
We put in his
I
fucking
think we should
home
give some
address.
backstory about Matty. Matty, within our year, he was a bit of a meme because it was just fucking Matty. And everyone just like did anything to piss him off. Anything just to annoy him a little bit.
He loved it though. He loved the Gromit.
That's actually that's not bad.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You want free stuff? Like,
I'd take a free Gromit.
yeah. And there was more than that as well. You see on the photo, it's like...
Well, yeah. You get like 2 documents of like how good you are at drawing.
No, it's
Wallace
like a
and
book.
Gromit.
I guess we have to make sure to like close out his name, because his actual name is on that certificate.
Oh right.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So yeah, and they never found out. And
You should
still
admit to them
day-
to this day, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
Still, yeah. So sorry, Aardman Animations, if you're
Yeah.
watching this video, because we kind of scammed them out
Yeah.
of about.
Well, it's,
Out of a
we didn't
Gromit.
scam them. We scammed another like innocent kid that like wanted that Gromit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
So,
the
yeah,
fucked
if
up
you
bit.
came third, that means like 3 people entered.
I think there
There was a lot
popular.
of pictures uploaded,
Like,
and Andrew won.
That's why we would go on every day, because there'll be new photos every day.
So I guess it was just probably really popular in like I said, a few schools across Bristol.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
imagine
it's-
like how many people would be so confused by this point with what is going on watching this. Like,
That's because only the real fans have stuck around. You know.
you're not even a member of JAR.
Yeah, but
he's an A.
if you have any name that begins with J, A, or R,
Then you can
Technically.
be in the group.
so sorry, Mohammed. You can't join.
Why am I Mohammed?
It begins with an M.
In media.
No.
No, it's not that easy to get into JAR media.
Unless we find someone with names MEDIA. Well, you can be the A in media.
Okay. Good luck finding someone whose name begins with I.
Imogen. That's a name.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's quite
Isaac. There's a name.
Isaac.
Igor.
Eagle. Anyway.
Could you fucking just blast through some more memes, please? God damn it.
All right, what other ones?
Talking about names and shit. What the fuck you on about?
Well, a lot of it is just like... I don't know where any of it came from, but it just popped up. We got into like our school's pictures. That's where plate face came from.
No,
we can't show that,
No.
but like we can say plate face.
Plate face a student.
Huh?
Was
Yeah,
Plate Face
yeah.
It was like a poster for a drama production, and there was this girl on the.
her face was like coloured in white.
Yeah, but she was so round. She looked like a flat
this is
plate.
just stories of Jamie and Andrew bullying people a little bit.
Well, it's not
ICT.
bullying if they don't know you're saying it. So we never like found her in school. It was
Right.
like
Plate face.
although like every now and again we'd spot her and be like, yeah, it's plate face.
Yeah. What other ones was there? I have to like go through my phone.
Yeah.
I sent
Go over
you
your
a
phone.
trove.
Get some of some goddamn
God, that
stories.
just
This is
fell over.
stories.
Shit.
What is happening with the wind?
The wind is fucking everything up.
Right, what's the story? Go on, Jamie. Think of a story.
I'm gonna look at the pictures as well, because like none of the rest have like juicy stories. And I mean, there's Skull Kid.
Oh, there's this photo, which I guess you have to put on screen. The Minion photo.
Holy shit! The whole
This is
costume
used.
craze thing.
Oh
shit.
Alex has used this photo, I'm pretty sure,
Has
in a
he?
video. Yeah, in the I Hate Minions video. I'm fairly sure he used this.
His first
photo.
video to get over 1 million views.
Perhaps.
It's a photo that we found on a website called Costume Craze.
Oh yeah, no, it will be
.co.uk.
from there because Alex loves going on costume craze. Or
Yeah.
did.
Pumpkin Kid.
Pumpkin Kid.
Yeah, Pumpkin Kid.
It's just shit that we do in ICT. Like,
This is, yeah.
go on
Okay, there we go.
costume
I've got
websites
it.
and-
This video is just going to be stories from school with Andrew. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the name of the video.
But I mean, all this shit, this is all just us from ICT doing nothing. But we'd go through phases. Like, it was the Wallace and Gromit thing, then the costume thing.
thing.
Then
And
it-
Skull Kid.
Yeah.
Skull
it got
Kid.
to, like, really
That was
weird
one of my
stuff.
absolute favourites. Skull Kid.
That guy that's singing with his hand like that. You know? You sent me a picture, I'll show you.
I'm gonna have to look for it now.
He's like some...
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Again, it's a photo of Paul Gascoigne,
Yeah.
famous England football player,
And alcoholic.
famous alcoholic, looking like he's having a stroke.
Yeah.
He probably was. That's the thing.
Well, yeah. We could say around some sort of like, to give some context. This was around the time that Flappy Bird was a thing.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
And we'll say
Holy
about
shit,
that.
yes.
And the creator of, there was a big
What's his name?
controversy. Dong Nguyen, or
Yeah.
Dong Win, I guess
Yeah.
it's pronounced. But there was a big controversy that seems completely stupid now about he like took Flappy Bird off the,
Off
App,
the App
Store.
Store, yeah.
Mhm.
And
And if you
everyone
still
was
had it on your phone,
outraged.
you could get it. But people were selling their like iPods and their phones
Yeah.
which had it on.
Yeah.
I was going to do it, but then eBay quickly snapped up everyone that was trying to do it, saying you can't sell it if it's got stuff on it already. But all you have to do is not put it as obviously in the title or whatever that it has it on. Anyway, I never sold my iPod with Flappy Bird on it for a ridiculous profit.
You had £10,000 right there in your
Yeah,
pocket.
I know. Squandered it.
But
Imagine me, 16 with 10 grand.
I don't... Can you get it now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Then, like, why the fuck was it so expensive?
Because it was like, what's a recent sort of similar craze to that?
But I mean, if you'd have
Pokemon
bought...
Go. It'd be like Pokemon Go.
If Pokemon Go was just suddenly off the App Store.
If Pokemon Go, like, you know when it was at like its height of popularity, everyone was like, whoa.
Like 3 days after it came out,
Yeah.
and then no one cared another 3 days after that.
Yeah, but if they
Yeah,
took
but
it
if
off
you'd
the
have
App Store
bought,
then...
like, a 10 grand iPod for Flappy Bird,
You're an idiot.
like... Are you trying to make a profit thinking if I keep this, Flappy Bird's going to become like some
You got an
ancient
Antiques
artifact?
Roadshow.
Yeah.
No, but this was around the time of Flappy Bird, and the guy, he took it off the App Store. Dong Nguyen. And,
You just brought it back.
yeah.
That was it.
But we found this photo of a guy. This isn't even, this one isn't even funny. It's just, we found a
not.
picture of some guy in a photo of Dong Nguyen.
Yeah, with Dong.
And it's just
then
some
we
guy.
We like
I don't
just,
know why it
just
was-
followed him like all over social media and stuff. Like found all his
Why?
pictures and stuff. I don't know, because he was like this huge guy next to Dong Nguyen, and Dong was tiny. Like I guess that was the funny bit, but
like,
we just latched on to fucking weird things, like whatever that guy was.
I guess it's because, like, the moral of this entire thing is don't do
ICT.
ICT. Because we spent literally years of our life doing absolutely nothing
Yeah.
but just like looking at funny pictures on Google. They weren't even funny pictures. They're just pictures.
The majority are just pictures.
Like, we were saying about costume craze. We just used to spend hours every day looking at pictures of people in fancy dress costumes.
Mhm.
They're not even like funny costumes. Like, they were just like a baby in a costume.
There's two that we take from that whole thing.
Well, they're only funny when it's like they've photoshopped a person or child's
Yeah.
face onto something else.
I don't think that Minion one was actually on Costume Craze though.
Wasn't it?
That picture, that's
I'm looking
way
at it right
too
now.
fucking shit. Like, look at the baby at the front.
The like retarded,
Yeah,
demented child.
He's just like
dancing.
floating in space in front of everyone else.
But that was very, very weird. Oh, there's another thing we could say. I just looked at it now. Is the Air Bud movies.
Yeah. Like, again, I don't know how we found it, but just too much free time.
We also used to look at IMDb a lot.
we would.
And we would just look up movies on IMDb.
Meanwhile, while they were in ICT, I had photography at the same time, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't care.
I think I did have photography at the same time. And I was actually doing work sometimes in photography. I was actually getting on my A-levels.
Mhm.
You were doing a lot of work.
Meanwhile, these two jokers...
You'd all the time just being.
Well, okay, let's put it this
upload.
way. In year 12, I did next to nothing in any subject apart from photography. Which is why I got an A in photography that year, and then a D, and a U in my other stuff. A U being the lowest you could possibly get. But then in year 13, the last 3 months, I did work. I worked a lot. I did a lot of work in everything I was doing. And I was actually like a real student for a little bit. It was weird. Hasn't happened since.
You peaked in life.
I peaked in year 13. I was, just turned 18.
that was my
it.
fucking.
That was the opposite for
That was
you.
rock bottom for me.
Yeah, that was Jim's rock bottom because he slept probably like 14 hours a day
Have you ever spoken about this before?
and did nothing. We just
I
played
don't
Metal
know.
Gear. We just played fucking Metal Gear. Jim,
Well, GTA and Metal Gear came out like in the years of sixth form,
yeah.
so like I didn't give a shit
Yeah,
about
but-
school.
Like the extent to which you didn't come into school was like
He even got an award at the end of the year
which
for
I didn't
not coming
get.
for not coming into school, and he wasn't there to get it.
that's like the ultimate.
And Bunton took it and said, "I'll give it to him."
Bunton took
I think it was Bunton.
I thought you did, or
Nah.
did Bunton take it and then gave it to you?
Because you
Give
think
it
he
to
took
me.
it and gave it to me because I said I could take it, but I just said Bunton doesn't matter because that's just his name at this point. I might just bleep it out. I need you to click again in a second.
Click.
Just clap. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Just doxing all of our fucking friends by
They don't
accident.
care.
No. I will still bleep it out because, yeah.
What will you bleep out? Bunton.
Yes.
Bunton.
Stop saying it. Stop
we
it.
Never,
Don't.
We never call him by his first name.
No one.
Like
calls him by
everyone
his first
else,
name.
we like his first names.
Yeah.
It's just him.
It's because it's so his one is so fucking.
I reckon it's a good last name to like just call someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone else is called that. Like
Yeah.
goes by that name.
I bet everyone with that last name is always called that.
Yeah. No, we were saying about Air Bud.
Anyway, yeah, IMDb, but no, Air Bud, these fucking kids movies about golden retrievers. Show everyone what a golden retriever looks like on the screen.
Here's a golden retriever. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be right there where I just pointed.
But it's got the weird sexual innuendos.
Yeah.
Just
All the,
dog it.
There's no.
That's like
it's
a
one
fucking
movie, like
It's a bit
specifically
weird.
one movie. It's
yeah.
Air Bud,
The football
Golden
one.
Receiver. Which,
Yeah, golden
again-
receiver.
like,
Like, what does that mean? Like,
Great at taking it in the pussy, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're already a golden retriever, so like retrieving a ball for football, like
because that.
I guess receiving the ball from like another player, but
Receiving the balls from
how,
another player.
Yeah, exactly.
How another player. I can see what I'm doing.
Just dog it.
But no, but there was multiple different covers for this DVD. One was like, and every cover as well. There's like a bunch of guys with the dog in the middle, hunched over, like in a doggy style position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the tagline "Just dog it, golden receiver." There's one where it says like they're gonna unleash their secret weapon.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tongue in cheek, isn't it?
But it's for children.
But it's to make the adults think it might actually be bearable for them to watch with their children.
It's really obvious. It's not like.
But their children won't get it, or they won't understand.
Yeah, exactly. But like, they're not the kind of movies that's like. It's not like a Pixar movie.
It's animals. It's not a person.
No,
I
know, but like, it's not the kind of movie an adult can watch and appreciate.
No,
they're made for
I'd ever
fucking
want to
babies
watch.
that don't know what the fuck they're even
It's
looking
just
at.
a funny dog, like that jumping in the air. But it's like, have other people noticed that? Surely they have. Surely there's some
they
like
must
Air
have.
Bud.
We looked at it once and like immediately it clicked and
Yeah, we could see that it was way overly sexual for a dog movie. Like, yeah, that was really weird. Like Air Bud amongst those things. What other things was there?
On the contrary, what other things were there?
Yeah, if you wanted to be grammatically correct.
What did you get in English again?
I got a B, I think.
I fucked everything. I fucked English up completely. Fucked up completely.
Really?
well,
I
even
got
in
a
the
D.
second year.
Even in the second year. Well, I had to do I had to do retakes and shit, and that was a lot of fucking booking.
And still got a D.
A lot of reading and shit to do. Yeah, and I still got a D. I did worse in my exam from year 12 in my retake than I did when I did it, having
Really?
done nothing. Yeah.
What
I
did you
hated
get in
that.
psychology?
Even though I didn't do psychology. It's sociology.
Sociology.
I got a B.
Same shit.
Fucking nailed sociology.
I also got a B.
Could have got higher if I'd redone everything from year 12, but wasn't feeling that.
No, I wouldn't have done that either.
Tales from sixth form. I'm trying to think, or Tales from school. I'm trying to think, but sixth form is where the best stories come from usually.
Sixth form was also. Do people
we're
know
just
what
older.
sixth form is? Is that like a thing?
After you
in this country.
yeah, 16 to 18, you go to sixth form or college
It's
or whatever.
it's the last 2 years of.
Yeah, it's higher
Second-
education.
I think it would be
Yeah.
like high school, wouldn't it?
It's just you do it from ages 16 to 18.
But it's meant to be like more
Adult.
like free.
Yeah, and you have more freedom, quote unquote.
Yeah, but it's I really like hated a lot of sixth form. to be
Yeah,
honest.
so did I.
Yeah, it
But it was like you get more freedom, but you still have to stay in school during a free period.
It didn't used to be like that.
The thing
Remember
is,
at the start of the
I
year?
Yeah.
I just didn't listen to anything anyone told me and did
Well,
whatever I
yeah.
wanted anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I did,
Yeah.
and that's why I didn't turn up for like 90% of school.
I remember that. It was good.
It was like it finally clicked in my head. Like, wait, these teachers actually have like no authority over me. Like
Well,
the worst they can do is give you a detention, and what is making me obliged to do that?
See, I remember I realized that pretty early on, but I always kept my head down when I was
Yeah.
when I was younger and shit. I guess it was once I got to 16, but you know, the other thing was my mum taught or teaches still at the school.
Yeah.
So the only time they could have get me is if they went to my mum, which was complete bullshit. But like, whatever.
Yeah, but
I still got away with shit
But I
all the
remember
time, and
when
I did
we were,
alright.
like-
So I don't care.
when we were in year 11, so when we were like 15 going 16,
Mm-hmm.
people used to look at sixth form and be like,
Mhm.
whoa, that's so cool. I
It
wanna
was
be
better.
so
It
cool.
was better than being in year 6, year
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, we
though.
looked at it like you are becoming an adult.
Yeah. But
And
you're
it-
still you're treated just as much like a fucking child.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
always told you like this is like they pretty much trying to tell you this is the be all and end all of everything you'll do. This is what sets up everything. This is who
Mhm.
you'll be for the rest of your life. Nothing like I was when I was 17 or 18.
Yeah.
no.
I was a fucking prick.
No, I think school lies to you quite a lot,
Yeah.
which is really fucked up.
But then at the same time, if that's the only motivation they can give you because our education system sucks so hard,
Yeah.
then yeah.
But what else are they going to say though? Like,
Well,
you have to do it.
just-
I mean,
nothing.
the
Why-
problem is
why even
the
say-
problem comes from like the bottom up, really. Like from like when you're a child and your parents and shit. That's where. And then it doesn't. It's kind of like an equal thing. It just. It's so hard. Why are we talking about this? It's too complex.
School sucks.
Yeah, school sucks,
Bro.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck school. Fuck school, man.
I'm trying to think. I've got any more great stories, but
I can think of some.
there was a girl in your class in ICT,
Oh.
and the famous teacher from earlier, the short one. He was a bit of a funny guy.
Yeah, he wanted to be like
Yeah. He wasn't even that bad. He was a little bit of a knob sometimes, but like
he had kids at the school.
Do you remember
Yeah.
though? He'd always like stop everyone doing their work. And we'd have to
Do you
turn
remember
around.
The Linux penguin.
What
We always
he
else?
loved
joke
Linux.
about it.
He was he was a real like into tech kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
built
used
all these
Linux and shit, and he
computers
built all
that,
his computers
looked
himself,
like
and he built
Daleks and
them
stuff.
like inside Dalek models and R2D2. It's like full sized,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like props and shit. He loved all of it.
Well, that's
fucking-
what he does now.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Like,
that's what he still
makes
does. You could.
Replica
Yeah.
things from movies.
He was a fucking nerd, mate. Big old
Yeah.
nerd.
But he used to.
But he wasn't even that bad, really.
He wanted to be one of the kids, though.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But he used to teach art as well, and then he moved into other stuff. That was his thing. He used to teach art.
Yeah,
But the story is the girl. He asked her a question.
She was another notorious character.
She was a
in that
notorious
stuff.
character. I'm sure we could think of some more stories about her. He asked her a question, and actually, yeah, it's better if you tell it because I'm a little unsure on one of the details. He asked her a question about something.
Yeah, we
Which-
were doing presentations,
Yeah.
so everyone had to do it. This is separate to the Binky time. This was like a year later.
Yeah, this was the.
And she had to. It was a presentation about something so dull and boring, and everyone just like copy and pasted their information off Google and put it into a PowerPoint, and went like, "Hey, I know what I'm talking about." And he just asked her a question at the end of her presentation, like, "So what is disk defragmenting?" or something like that. It was about. You were meant to know about that.
Yeah.
And then she just like pretended to faint. Just
With a proper fucking thud though.
yeah, she was quite fat,
Yeah.
and she just fainted. Well, she didn't faint. She pretended to faint. But like,
And
it
then-
was so not believable. Like,
And then he just made a little remark, though,
Yeah.
didn't he?
I can't remember what he said. Sam knows what he said.
He just, I guess she didn't know the answer then.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And everyone thought it was really funny. That was it. I bet he,
Well,
he probably,
everyone
he
was,
probably
like, trying
masturbates
to-
to the mirror of everyone laughing. Like, yeah, it was so funny that day. Ah.
But everyone was like holding in their laughter from her just fucking thumping on the ground. And then like Mr. Enright, oh fuck,
Whatever.
teacher goes and makes it okay for everyone to laugh
yeah.
by saying that, and everyone just fucking like bursts out laughing. That's one time in ICT I was glad I didn't skip.
Yeah, it was like one of the only lessons you actually turned up to ever. No, we should say though, at the start of ICT, we actually did try.
Yeah,
Fuck.
well, it was all about like video games and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like shit I knew about. So like I was getting kind of into it, but then like
They change it, and it's all about.
It's
then
like
the next one is like business, like
how to use Excel.
write a Word
yeah.
document about how to
Yeah,
give
it was
do,
all
do-
that.
do
Everything
an
you had to
interview
do,
or something.
you had to write like a 10-page Word document about like
How you did it,
what
why
are my
you did it.
goals and stuff like that. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. No one cares. It doesn't make any difference why that like why you do that. You just do it because they say you have to do it. It's rubbish. I can think of other stories, but I don't know if you want to tell them. They involve you and physical violence.
Fights.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got into a lot of
Ruben was
fights.
fighting around the world.
I never started any fights, so I just got
Didn't
fucking
you?
dragged into them.
Didn't you? One I can think of.
Okay, there's one, but I was very much provoked.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Probably, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just
always fucking
he
Matt.
was
Poor Matt.
notorious. He was just a notorious like bit of a wanker, wasn't he? Quite often,
Yeah.
he was a prick.
Oh.
It just wouldn't give. He was the skinniest, weirdest thing, but he was just a fucking twat all the time for no reason. And he used to eat everything in this really bizarre way. And I remember making some comment like, "Why are you eating stuff like that?" We're like, I was like 15 or 16. I think I was 15, nearly
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
like 16, yeah.
I made some remark about it, and then he said something really just annoying. And so, I mean, I just swept his leg out from under him, and he just landed on the floor. Okay, and then he stood back up, and he was being, and everyone was being, he's being all angry about it, blah blah blah. And then I had the people around the area just saying, "Why'd you even bother coming here, Ruben?" And I was like, "I'll do it to you as well. All right, let's just make it more of you."
You were
But
quite the thug at this point.
Young thug.
Young Thug.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Young Thug t-shirt right now. Anyway, Matty he then started like mouthing off, and it's like, just shut up. And he kept going and going and going and going for like the next few minutes until he caught. And I was like, I'm just walking away, man. I'm just walking away. I'm not gonna bother. And he was like, yeah, fucking run away, you pussy. He's like holding back tears. So I just walked over to him and punched him in the face. And that was it. Just walked over to him and punched him in the face.
Oh no!
I missed that.
It was over a chocolate bar.
When it was because he was eating a chocolate bar at the time, and I commented about how bizarrely he eats stuff.
No, listen. It was because I remember this. He was eating a little own brand Mars bar.
It was one of those tiny ones, wasn't it?
It was about that big, and you commented on something like, "Why are you eating that?"
No, it's because he nibbled the chocolate off around the edges all the way down. I was just watching it like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, wasn't there another one? Didn't you beat up someone else?
No, one time everyone had been picking on another guy in our year, Quinn.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and they're just making this joke, and I just said it as he walked past me, and this is meant to be on vibrate, my phone. Sorry, everyone. And instead of like getting angry at everyone that had been doing it already, he decided to flip out at me. He just screamed and started like attacking me. Did the same thing I always did through school whenever anyone started a fight with me. Leg sweep. And I just held him on the floor because I was just like, it was like out of nowhere. So I wasn't like angry at him. So I just held him down on the floor with my arm over him, and then he bit my arm. He actually bit me.
Bit your arm?
He bit my right arm. I got on my wrist. He bit my arm, and then that fight got obviously ended because I was just like, what?
That's pent up rage right there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really angry about something because of like his friends just being knobs to him all of like break time or whatever.
Everyone was knobs.
There was another fight with some guy who I still think is a dick. He was picking on a kid that I knew from when I was in primary school, being a real asshole to him on like walking home. So I just went over to him, same thing, threw him onto the ground, and I actually put my knee across him, and I said like, pick on someone your own size perhaps, or something like that. That was that one. And he was doing that whole like, just leave it, and it's like with his friends around him, saying like, just leave it, and it's like as if they could fucking do a thing to me. I'll hurt all of you, and that'll be it.
Do you remember Gary McAdam?
Of course I remember that.
That whole saga.
That was ridiculous. I don't even like talking about that one because it's so stupid.
But I didn't even know this. I know who that person is.
Yeah, but Ruben made a Facebook account.
And James, being the fucking idiot he is, just immediately told him who it was. And it was like, it was just meant to be a little joke. I was going to delete the account probably anyway. I didn't give a fuck. It was just a stupid little thing because he was always like a knob to James and shit anyway. But because James was so pathetic and weak-spined in secondary school, he just told him who it was. They weren't even like picking on him. He was just like, who is it? And James was like, yeah, it's Ruben. Are you an idiot, James?
Well, the thing is, we don't actually know how they found out.
It was definitely James telling them.
But that's the thing. He said that he didn't tell them. Like,
you just have to believe him on it.
I reckon they like asked him, and James lied really badly.
Yeah, probably.
And that's how they know. I don't think James would have just told them.
What was it? Just a Facebook page?
It was a Facebook.
Just a Facebook account, and it was just.
Would you say like dumb shit or?
No, not really. Just messaged him. It was really stupid.
Oh, really? That was it.
Yeah, I didn't really message anyone. I got a message from his sister, and she was just being like really ridiculous, and I was just like, just go away. But like, because I didn't actually, wasn't really harming anything particularly.
No,
it was quite obviously not him. Didn't even have a profile picture. It was just a stupid, dumb account where I swapped 2 parts of his name or some shit.
He was a funny guy though. That guy, got to admit.
Yeah. So. That was great, and then they thought it was Alex, because Alex had
because
they thought it was you.
Well, yeah, somebody thought it was me. But Alex had the whole Lloyd thing.
Yeah, Alex made a fake Facebook account, added like everyone in Carl.
Yeah,
they just doxed us again. Added everyone in our town. Just added everyone.
But the thing is, they Lloyd had said some shit to Gary.
Yeah, so they all thought it was Alex.
Yeah,
but
so
then they thought
Gary was
you,
me. But then they thought it was Alex. But then figured out it was you.
Yeah, and I remember at the time, and he was it was like summer, and it was one of those typical things where like people were saying, "Oh yeah, I hear you're gonna have a fight with Adam." Yeah, you're gonna have a fight with Adam. No.
Yeah.
That was definitely
Yeah,
never
people
arranged.
always say that.
Yeah. He says he's gonna beat you up.
And you had to like meet
Couldn't.
him in the hall with the head of year.
No, I just had to
Right?
meet. No, not in the hall. There was no like public thing.
No, not public, but it was just like you three or something.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember?
Yeah. And then I had to sit in
You had to, like,
one of those
apologise or
conference
something.
rooms and talk about it. Yeah. It was really stupid.
So fucking lame.
Yeah. It was really dumb. I was doing stupid shit in school. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
There's so much of school that like, it wasn't that long ago, really.
No.
But it's
No.
like completely.
But you
irrelevant
change
now.
so fucking much in a short space of time that none of it means anything, really.
But it's like,
I still see Adam around town.
do
Friends
you?
with my dad. He's
Do you
alright.
say
Him
anything?
and my dad are on good terms just because they know each other.
Yeah.
No, not really, because we don't know each other, and it's yeah.
It's weird how you go from like seeing people every day
Yeah.
to
But
never seeing them again. Well, or seeing them
the
very
majority
rarely.
of people in our year that are still in our town work in Sainsbury's.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
that's like fucking true.
we've been in there before and seen like 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I worked at Sainsbury's, at least I worked in the, you know,
And it was
Well, I was in
during
year
school.
12.
Like,
I'm still in school.
Yeah. But still, I don't know. This town is like a dead end,
Yeah.
really.
yeah.
There's nothing to aspire to.
Yeah, it's not somewhere I want to be, like, forever, so.
No, definitely
No,
not.
it's like, what is even here? There's nothing.
There's nothing. There is literally nothing. There's Sainsbury's.
There's not even like, the like common commodities that people expect in a town is like
A McDonald's.
a McDonald's. Yeah. Which there isn't one.
A Sainsbury's, of course, something like that. But also like a shop that sells things that aren't just food.
Yeah, but there pretty much isn't one.
No, that doesn't exist.
There's nothing. Oh, another story I thought of was, do you remember Elton?
Yes.
Elton.
Don't you remember that?
Yeah, the kid who was in one of the younger years, and he
Yeah.
just looked like Elton John. Just looked like he was mini Elton. He looked like a small Elton
Oh
John.
shit! Yeah, mini Elton. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you had the mini bit, then I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was just a kid that looked like Elton John.
Yeah.
And
He
that
was
was-
tiny, right? Like
Yeah,
really-
very, very short. And it was like,
Do you remember Nibbles?
He's still around.
Yeah.
Still see him all the time.
he's someone in our year's brother,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whose name I won't say.
Is he like
No.
a schizophrenic or something?
He's proper mental, isn't he?
He's
Like,
But not the kid in our year. He's alright.
No.
He's
No.
fine. But his brother might.
well.
be something.
Didn't the kid now you throw a brick at you?
When we were when I was
Yeah.
2 or 3, I moved here from London, and I
You
lived.
got bricked.
Oh no, we just were living in a bungalow. Okay, at the time, we moved into a house eventually, pretty quickly actually. But in this square or whatever, that's where this kid who ended up being in my year lived.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out, I guess, playing on the little bit of green that was there, and he picked up like the corner off of a brick, like just some rubble that was on the ground by a tree, and just threw it at me. It just hit me in the head, and my head was just bleeding and shit. And
That's
it was,
like fucking brutal for a
yeah, it was
two-year-old.
really. I have a scar. I have the scar on
Really?
my head still. Yeah. Obviously, like where it's so old, my skin is
Yeah.
like the same color now. That's not like an obvious scar,
yeah.
but yeah, I still have the scar from it. So
That's
From where
crazy.
you got fucked up.
yeah, yeah. I remember his mum is really like, well, I'm not sure really now, but she was really, really fat or something. And I remember asking my dad when I was like 3 or 4 walking, and we could just see her. Was saying to my dad like, "Why is she so big?" And my dad just said, "Because she ate a giant ice cream." And I thought it was really funny. I was like 3.5, 4 years old. So yeah, that's a good one.
That is a funny story.
We're going really far back in time
Yeah.
now. Baby.
Are there
Ruben.
any others that are like closer to now?
That's the thing. I can't remember anything. I just forget.
A lot
all
of
it.
stuff happened.
A lot of stuff has
it's
happened, but you
very
just-
forgettable.
Yeah, because it's all just such generic bullshit. Like, oh, I remember that time someone got really drunk and did this. No, not really, because I
Oh,
don't
was
remember it.
What's a good one of those? What's a good like?
Well, we've already talked about me getting really drunk before.
have we?
Yeah, well,
On
yeah,
Ruben's
it
18th.
was my 18th. We've already talked about it on the cast, so
Oh.
yeah.
Do you remember that time? It was like New Year's, like 2 years ago, and we were at Sammy's Kebabs.
And I'd been at somewhere.
You were at someone else's thing.
Yeah.
And we met, and some guy was trying to fight you.
Yeah, this guy was really mouthing off
What?
about people who do YouTube having never worked a day's like work.
Which
in
you
their life.
had.
Yeah,
You were
it was
at the thing.
it was a really like working class chip on my shoulder, like rant he was having, because someone had said to me like, "Oh, you know, I hear everything, don't you?" And he was with this idiot who did apologize to me the next time he saw me, but he was getting really pissed. He was getting really just being a real knob, really obnoxious. He was really drunk, but he was being a fucking twat, and he kept going and talking loud enough for me to hear him. And I was just thinking, just make my day. Try and hit me. Make my fucking day. Let's do it. Because he was really making me very angry. Just being really personal about it. And I was like, you don't know me. You don't know shit about me. I was out there working with my fucking dad doing manual labour, age 8. You can go fuck yourself. How about that? So that was a good story.
Yeah, when he tried to fight you.
He was trying to fight us because he was mouthing off YouTubers. I don't know what it is about me. I just seem to fucking be a magnet for them. Is it just because I'm tall? Is that it? Just fight the guy that's big.
Have you said about...
Yeah, I've talked about the police story. Yeah.
I only found out about that like
the other day,
Friday. So yeah, I didn't know.
Have you ever been in like a fight or anything close?
I'm not really like a fight kind of person.
No, I'm not either. Like, I've never come close to fighting someone. Not that I can think of.
No, I've been... No, not really. Well, the closest I said was... Obviously, like I said, I'd been... Like, the police came to my house once when I was at uni. And that was about it. Should I say that?
Yeah, tell us ago, and they raided the house next door.
Yeah, like...
Oh, right, yeah,
the people that lived next door to us were, like, drug dealers. And they just... Like,
they were the worst drug dealers
nondiscreet drug dealers. Yeah. And they just... Like, the police just kept coming to our door, like... There was an incident next door, or someone kicked the door down next door, or like they're just doing shit next door. Like, police constantly turn up at my house like 4 times in a week or something, and then they just ended up raiding their house, like getting loads of bags of like drugs and stuff, and it's pretty crazy. And then a car just blew up in the street. Like that's just how things go. In the real world.
Is that video still on your Twitter? The car blowing up?
I think so.
You can find it then on Andrew's Twitter.
You have to go back quite far, but I believe it's there. It's just I was just drunk, I think.
You didn't really say anything.
Just filming a car that blew up and was on fire. And then the car drove past it, and it blew up again.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So all in all, what have we learned? ICT, cars blowing up.
Just don't go to school.
Don't go to school. And I just constantly seem to be getting dragged into fucking fights. I forget it's a recurring theme in my life.
Don't fight people.
Ruben gets dragged into a fight. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Just gets pulled into it and has to like just sort of exist in the fight.
Yeah. But the main moral is don't go to school. And if you're going to go to school, don't do ICT.
Okay.
I think that's a good moral.
Especially because
don't do ICT.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
ICT is not even about ICT. Well, I guess it is, but it's not about actually using
what is useful, like maybe computer sciences.
Well, what you think ICT is, it isn't. So like,
yeah, but they tricked us. They lured us in.
Yeah.
Like the start of the year, in the summer, we had to do like a project that was like do a history of computer games or something, and people were like, there was this kid in our year whose name. I just say his surname, Cooper.
I think the best thing to do probably would have been to say his forename, but...
Well, you know.
Yeah, now we know who you mean.
And he was like one of those guys that was like really like excitable about like stuff like that. And he was like, oh yeah, it's all going to be about computers and games. We're going to play games all day.
Do you remember when we did actually just play like Diddy Kong Racing?
Yeah.
Like
when we played Counter-Strike as well.
Yeah. Well, that didn't really work, but
yeah, like that kid was
on
like...
laptops.
That kid was like, oh yeah, we're going to be making games and stuff in ICT. Literally a week after we hand in that, it's like, now you need to write a tutorial on how to use Excel. It's like, they tricked us.
Yeah. They lure you in.
I would have changed subject like immediately to something else. Like,
but to what though? Our school really didn't offer much.
No.
Some schools offer like crazy
they clashed, didn't they?
Yeah.
There were like things that you couldn't do if you did ICT, like, or if anything in the same block. If you're already doing chemistry, you couldn't do anything in the chemistry block.
Yeah.
Which could be like English or something like that.
So from the small selection, the small selection of stuff you had, you could only pick from an even smaller selection of things. And it was all rubbish. It was like, don't even know what things there were. Like, wasn't like tech or something? PE?
I don't know. Bullshit. Whatever. Christ, tell a funny joke. What the fuck? I'm the audience here. Tell a funny joke.
I don't have a funny joke. Ruben?
I'm the audience. Fuck off.
Yeah, sign us off, audience.
Oh, you want to end it now?
Well, I don't know. Do we have anything else?
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Think of another funny story, unless you can.
One time, the girl that ended up being my first girlfriend, when we were on a trip in Belgium, when we were in year 9, we were walking through some of the trenches, World War One. There was a tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
And the boy that threw the brick at my head, now like 14 or whatever, 13, was walking in the opposite direction towards the rest of everybody else who was walking the other way because he thought he was really funny. And the whole trip he'd been trying to like hold her hand and shit, and she was just like, go away. And in the end he like walked into her trying to be, I don't know, and then she just pushed him in the tunnel and he just smacked his head on the wall, and his head got like, he was bleeding out of his head, so he got his comeuppance in the end by the girl that then became my girlfriend.
Oh, so the message is don't fuck with Ruben.
That's crazy. That's like,
they don't mess with me because somehow
blood from the head.
Somehow you will get messed up by something.
Yeah.
That's karma.
Yeah.
That's assault.
I don't think it really counts when you're children and it's at school and
children can assault people. Pretty
not when it's in a school environment. Stuff like that just doesn't.
I don't know.
It doesn't go anywhere,
Depends
does it?
on the extent of like the.
Yeah, but they always used to scare you. They were like, here's another thing. Do you remember in school they used to like act like it was a really big deal if like a teacher would have a go at you? And you got like do you remember it's like C's?
Oh shit!
It was if you got a C1.
Oh yeah.
You were in detention for 10 minutes, and they would act like that's a big deal.
A C2 is half an hour at lunchtime, and a C3, God forbid you get one of these, is an after-school detention where you will be subject to rape.
But people used to. Do you remember when people come into school like in not proper uniform, like acting cool? Like that's the thing that doesn't happen anymore. At least to us now we're older. People used to act really cool when they were coming to school, like wearing jeans instead of school trousers.
Or just white trainers.
Well, on-school uniform day was pretty
Yeah, but they would walk in like
pretty epic.
Cool. They knew they were getting after school detention. They did it anyway, just to act cool wearing jeans. Like people used to do that.
Yeah.
That was quite something.
School was pretty fucking awful.
Yeah.
Join us next year for University Sucks, Part 1.
This time next year, I would have left university.
Really? Yeah, and I will only just be finishing my first year of the course I will do.
I'll be an adult man.
You are an adult man now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does 20 count as adult?
Technically 18 counts as adult.
Yeah,
even like 16. I don't know, it's weird.
In the eyes of the law, 18 is adult, right?
Yeah, but then
like you go to adult prison.
Well.
Yeah, but I swear, like every year when you're like, as soon as you turn like 13, you think like the next year you get older, you're like, fuck yeah, now I'll be an adult.
This is going to be like a big difference.
A year older.
Yeah.
And that happens all the way.
It's the same every time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't consider myself an adult.
No.
I don't know. I'm just a guy. So like, god damn it. Let's just fucking end it here. I didn't even press it. I know I haven't pressed it yet. Fuck's sake.
They're done.
That was it? You just wanted me to turn the camera back on?
Yeah. So now we can sign out.
Alright. Thanks for watching this video, boys. Yeah.
See ya.
That was a fucking terrible outro.
Yeah. Would you stop playing false claps everywhere? It's really confusing.